The prototypes border wall prototype San Diego CBP Twitter 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 National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster told Congress that President Trump has made a final decision to decertify the Iran nuclear deal, per NBC. This decision was expected, though not formally announced. Trump has been hinting at an impending announcement all week. What's next? Congress has 60 days to decide whether to reimpose the sanctions against Iran that were lifted in exchange for rollbacks to Iran's nuclear program in the 2015 deal. On the difficulty of taking on Trump, it is not always fun, and no, he doesn't come back and say, by the way, your idea was right or brilliant. On Trump's base, he thinks he has to be loyal to his base. I keep on saying, but who is your base? You don't have a natural base. Your base now is the world and America, so you have all these constituencies. Show them who you really are. On how he's remained close to Trump, here's what I think the answer is. I've never needed anything from him. I was always subservient to him. Reichert's remarks stand out because in the populist climate following Trump's election, it's rare to hear members of Congress speak up about the benefits of America's trade deals. Many on Capitol Hill are realizing that now is an urgent moment as the fourth round of NAFTA negotiations began Wednesday and all signs point to peril for the deal. Trump has trashed the Korean trade deal, publicly and privately, and in late August was poised to withdraw the U.S. from KORUS until top advisors intervened to slow down the process and ensure he was properly briefed on the economic and national security consequences of withdrawal. In a September 5 Oval Office meeting, Trump told Lighthizer to tell the South Koreans he was so crazy he might withdraw from the deal any minute. But he then told his advisors that he actually might, suggesting this was no bluff. What Reichert said about KORUS has been in place only 5 years, and some of the tariff reductions are still being phased in, especially for sensitive agricultural products, so we can expect even greater gains in the future. Even still, we have seen the benefits of KORUS throughout the United States, and particularly in my home state of Washington. Among other success stories, we have nearly doubled our cherry exports to Korea. At the same time, Korea's implementation of certain portions of the agreement has been very disappointing, and I know some tough conversations are ongoing to address those problems. The best way to resolve these issues and instill confidence in both countries about the future of the agreement is to use the committee structure set up under KORUS. When we have a trade agreement in place, we can work to enforce the agreement and push our trading partner to live up to its side of the bargain. But our limited number of trade agreements in the Asia-Pacific region greatly reduces our leverage relative to competitors in other countries that have been more aggressive in negotiating trade agreements. Trump campaign officials and Republican data operatives have argued that Cambridge exaggerated its role in Trump's digital campaign. For months after the election, Cambridge touted its role in using psychographic data analysis that could predict Americans' political leanings, but was forced to walk those claims back after campaign officials refuted them. Axios spoke with nearly 12 Republican data and advertising executives, who said that the firm was mostly used to do fundraising work in June of 2016 and pivoted its role to data and polling analysis in August. In an interview with Axios last week, Trump advertising director Brad Parscale said he hired Cambridge Analytica at the beginning of the campaign because he needed to ramp up staff to help execute advertising buys quickly. Parscale said that he initially turned down their offer because of cost, but eventually brought them on when they agreed to do the work for less money. On Sunday, Parscale told 60 Minutes that he didn't think Cambridge's psychographic techniques worked. Cambridge is also facing an inquiry from British data privacy regulators that want to understand its role in influencing Brexit votes. The lawsuit that could change the investigation. David Carroll, an associate professor at Parsons School of Design in New York, is hoping that a legal loophole will grant him access to the information about Cambridge's data operation that is being sought by U.S. intelligence officials, per The Guardian. Under UK law, Carroll has the ability to ask for his data back from the company, so he is now trying to raise money to sue Cambridge's UK parent company, SCL Group Limited, to learn how Cambridge profiled millions of Americans. Why Nielsen? Nobody in the White House is closer to Kelly and Michael Allen, a respected GOP national security figure who worked with Nielsen on the White House Homeland Security Council under George W. Bush, encapsulated the case for Nielsen in an email to Axios. No learning curve. No one else has same policy expertise in cyber, aviation security, FEMA. She takes it to the hoop. Moved to D.C. from Texas after 9/11 to help stand up TSA. Takes tough jobs. Co-authored Katrina Lessons Learned report which made FEMA better. The details I asked about, not just the advertisements but all the organic content that went along with them or was independent of them, and they are committed to providing that information to us," Schiff, whose committee is investigating Russian election meddling, said. "I don't know the answer to that," Schiff said when asked whether the committee would get every post from the roughly 470 pages and accounts Facebook has identified as having been behind the ads, "but obviously we're going to want to get a complete sense of what the Russians were doing on their platform and others, not just the advertising, but all the downstream consequences of that advertising, all the things they were pushing out through non-advertising means on these platforms." The source close to this situation said that congressional investigators were talking with Facebook about obtaining the content posted by the pages as well as information on its likes, comments and shares, and how often content from the pages was shared. Schiff declined to say when Facebook would provide the information. Facebook declined to comment. Go Deeper Recode reported earlier this month on how Facebook hadn't yet handed over data on organic posts to congressional investigators. Schiff and the top Republican on the House Intelligence Committee also said Wednesday the committee would release the ads bought by the pages. October 5, The New York Times publishes an investigation detailing numerous on-the-record claims of harassment against Weinstein and at least 8 settlements between Weinstein and his accusers. October 6, The Weinstein Company places Weinstein on indefinite leave. Several Democratic senators announced that they are giving the financial contributions they received from Weinstein to charity. October 7, Lisa Bloom, a civil rights attorney known for defending women in high-profile harassment cases, resigns as Weinstein's advisor. She initially received criticism for choosing to defend him. October 8, The Weinstein Company fires Weinstein in light of new information about misconduct that has emerged in the past few days. October 9, The Hollywood Reporter publishes the full text of an email Weinstein wrote to several media executives before he was fired, in which he pleads with them to write letters of support. October 10, The New Yorker publishes a 10-month-long investigation in which 3 women accuse Weinstein of rape. Hillary Clinton and former President Obama come out with statements against the producer. The University of Southern California announces it is rejecting a $5 million donation from Weinstein to its film school. The Wall Street Journal reports that the Weinstein Company is in the process of changing its name as a rebranding move. The claims of rape, laid out in more detail in the New Yorker article. Lucia Stoller, now Lucia Evans, was trying to make it as an actress in 2004, the summer before her senior year of college, when Weinstein approached her in a New York club. He began calling her late at night, but she wanted to meet in the daytime. She eventually met with him at his office where they discussed roles. Then, Evans said, Weinstein forced her to perform oral sex on him. Asia Argento, a film actress and director, said Weinstein forcibly performed oral sex on her in 1997. Argento said she didn't speak out until now for fear Weinstein would crush her. The New Yorker reports a third woman accused Weinstein of raping her, although her story was not detailed and she was not named. The on-the-record claims of sexual assault and sexual harassment in The New Yorker and an NYPD audio recording of a 2015 sting operation. Weinstein admits to groping Amber Badalona Gutierrez, a model. The day prior, Gutierrez told the NYPD Weinstein had lunged at her, touched her breasts, and tried putting a hand up her skirt. A source close to the matter said Gutierrez signed a non-disclosure agreement with Weinstein, including an affidavit stating the acts Weinstein admits to in the recording never happened. Mira Sorvino, an actress who starred in several of Weinstein's films, said Weinstein massaged her shoulders and tried to get more physical in 1995. He later called and told her he was coming over to her apartment, although he eventually left. Emily Nestor, who served as a temporary front desk assistant at the Weinstein Company, said on her first day 2 employees told her she was Weinstein's type physically and said Weinstein sexually harassed her. She served out her temporary role and left. Weinstein brought Emma Dickons, a French actress, to his hotel room, went into the bathroom, and returned naked with an erection and told her to lie down on the bed, Dickons said. She refused and left. Rosanna Arquette, an actress, was to pick up a script from Weinstein's hotel room, but said when she arrived he was wearing a bathrobe and pulled her hand towards his visible and erect penis. He allegedly said he needed a massage. She said she wouldn't do that, and left. Jessica Barth, an actress, said Weinstein invited her to a meeting at a hotel and invited her to his room, where she said he alternated between talking about roles and demanding a naked massage. She refused and left. The on-the-record claims of unwanted sexual advances in the NYT. Gwyneth Paltrow told the NYT Weinstein placed his hands on her and asked her to come up to his hotel room for a massage after meeting with her when She was 22 before she began shooting Emma. I was expected to keep the secret, she said. Paltrow later told Brad Pitt, her boyfriend at the time, about the experience, and Pitt told Weinstein to never touch Paltrow again. Angelina Jolie said Weinstein made unwanted advances on her in a hotel room before the release of Playing by Heart in the late 1990s. Jolie said as a result she chose never to work with him again and warned others when they did. Judith Godrèche, a French actress, recounted similar unwanted advances to the NYT. Catherine Kendall, who appeared in the film Swingers, said Weinstein once undressed and chased her around a living room. Weinstein invited Tommy Ann Roberts, hopeful to start an acting career in 1984, to his hotel to discuss a film. When she arrived he was naked in the bathtub and suggested she get naked in front of him. She wouldn't do it and left. Dawn Dunning, who was doing some small acting gigs in 2003, met Weinstein at a nightclub where she was waitressing, and they set up a meeting together. Under the guise of a meeting running late, she was invited up to his suite. When she arrived, Weinstein was allegedly in a bathrobe and said she could only work on his films if she had three-way sex with him. According to Dunning's account, he said, "This is how the business works." Additional claims of sexual harassment. Cara Delevingne detailed an encounter with Weinstein, during which he allegedly asked her to kiss another woman in front of him and tried to kiss her himself, in an Instagram post Wednesday. Zoe Brock, an actress and model, wrote a Medium post accusing Weinstein of asking for a naked massage in a hotel room and chasing her when she refused to comply. Inside the company, 16 current and former executives and assistants at Weinstein's company said they witnessed or knew about unwanted sexual advances in the workplace or at events associated with the company's films. Each of the 16 said his behavior was known widely throughout Miramax and the Weinstein Company. Suspicions of retaliation. 4 actresses, including Mira Sorvino and Rosanna Arquette, said they think that after rejecting Weinstein's advances or complained to the company, Weinstein removed them from projects or dissuaded people from working with them, per The New Yorker. They pointed out Gutierrez's experience, where after she went to the police, negative stories about her sexual history appeared in New York gossip pages. As noted above, Weinstein denies those claims. Go deeper. NYT's Jodi Kantor and Meghan Twohey. Harvey Weinstein paid off sexual harassment accusers for decades. New Yorker's Ronan Farrow. From aggressive overtures to sexual assault, Harvey Weinstein's accusers tell their stories. More than 110 members of Congress are demanding records of correspondence between the Pentagon and President Trump that informed the president's decision to ban transgender individuals to serve in any capacity in the military, per a press release from Rep. Donald McKeechan. We seek access to these materials in order to determine whether the president, his national security team, and military leaders are actively coordinating policy with one another, Rep. McKeechan wrote to Sec. Mattis says, or whether the president's transgender ban announcement reflected a breakdown in communication.